Hey everyone, welcome back to Tin's Tinker Time. I'm Tin, of course. Today we are going to be making a fairy garden and got some stuff. So the Dollar Tree by me actually had gotten some fairy garden stuff in. So I picked up a few things, got some little mushrooms, some fairies, and this is a little table and chairs. And I also got the little fairy house. They had some other ones, but the container I'm using, this was a good size. But they had a lot of different stuff to choose from. And then I also have a little turtle I'm going to use. Maybe this is something that I already had, a different fairy garden that I made. I also have some rocks. You can buy these at the Dollar Tree. Either these style rocks or the white ones. I happen to have these left over from the last fairy garden I did. And I liked the mixture. So I mixed the white ones and the other ones together. I also have some just dirt, whatever kind of soil, potting soil, dirt you might have. And this was left over as well. I got these in like a bag that had quite a few in it, maybe 7 or 8 of these at the Dollar Tree, but they don't have these all the time. But this was left over from the last project I did. And I did pick up some of this. It's a bag of Spanish moss. I was trying to get the green stuff that would match the other little moss ball, but this is all they had. So I did pick up a bag of this, but can use it for other projects too, and even put it with some of my succulent plants that I make, or when I plant them I can put this on top as like a little decorative touch. So, but this whole bag, I mean, you get a pretty big bag for $1, so that's a pretty good deal. And the container I'm going to be making it in is, I got this glass globe. It's a pretty decent size. This is something that got at the Five and Below store. And I think it was $5, which most of their stuff is. But that's where I got this. My husband actually picked this up for me. And I have another one that I put my air plants in. But I wanted to use this to create our little fairy garden in here. So it depends on what you want to do. I think I'm going to start with some of my rocks and put some of my rocks in the bottom. And I got this is just the little planter thing that I had. Sorry, it might be kind of loud. The rocks. Just put the rocks on bottom. And this just kind of builds it up. So, like, for me, I want to have the back, get this out of the way. So I want the back to be built up a little bit higher than what the front is. So I want the front down lower, the back up higher. And that's what the rocks will help you do, is to kind of build up the elevation that you want. So when you put your dirt in, I'm going to save a few rocks for the top. Just put those in there. Kind of move them around a little bit how I want. That's pretty good there. Put some dirt in here. So sorry guys, I've been gone for a while. We're moving, so I was dealing with that. And then YouTube itself had some stuff going on. I think a lot of you probably already know, but it was the COPPA, which is the Child Online Privacy Protection Act or something. It's been instated since like 1992 or 94. I don't know the specifics. You'll have to look it up if you want to. But because of that, I wasn't sure how videos were going to be and how they were going to be viewed. And just some crazy stuff. What YouTube was saying was, because now you have to mark your videos as either for kids or not for kids. So those that upload, which of course I don't get paid for this, I do this for fun and just to share my ideas and get other people's ideas and input and feedback. But, you know, some people do this for their livelihood, but they're not going to be getting paid what they used to and things like that. And I wasn't sure what was going to happen with that, so I didn't make a video for a while, and then we were moving, and then Christmas and Thanksgiving and holidays and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of didn't make a video for a while. And now we're kind of settled into our new place, and I got this cool fairy garden stuff, and I said, you know what, I want to share this with you guys. So, and you can see this dirt I'm using is very organic, so I've gotten that in there, and it's got the little white fertilizer stuff in it, because this is actually, when I get like a succulent plant or whatever kind of plant, a new one, and I repot it, the dirt I'm using is the original dirt the plant comes in. So these little containers, that's all that dirt is. So it's always got like weird twigs and other stuff, but I like that organic kind of look for this. So let's see. And I don't want to build it up too much because you don't want stuff falling out of the front. So if you have a container like what I'm using, just keep that in mind. But you could really use, I mean, the other fairy garden I made, I actually had gotten a container. I think it's called like an old like dough bowl or something like that, but I got it at a flea market, and when I saw it, I said that would be perfect for a fairy garden. So that was the first one I made. This is actually, I've only made that one and now I'm making this one, but you make one, you get addicted to it, I tell you. That's with anything. With crafts and my succulent plants, and I got one plant and now I have a bunch of plants, so that's kind of how that gets started. So I think you want to put, I think I'm going to put my house in here first. I don't like that. So all of this shifted. Let's shift it back over there. There we go. Of course, I want my house to be up high. Do that. And I'm going to take a little bit more dirt here. Filling around it a little bit just so I can make sure that he stands up there. There we go. Got that standing up in there. When I get this done, I'll bring my camera down so you can kind of see the front, because I don't want to tip it once you get stuff in here. So got that guy secured in there. Now let's see. But I thought this stuff was so cute. I actually went in to the Dollar Tree looking for other things, other ideas. And I had this container already, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So when I saw the fairy stuff, I was like, that's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to make another little fairy garden. And really, for this stuff, I mean, for $1 for this like little tiny set, that's a pretty good deal. This fairy garden stuff can get pretty pricey when you get into all the little decorations and things for it. I mean, a little house like this one would probably have been $10, maybe more, depending on where you go. I know some like garden stores have fairy garden decorations. Of course, Hobby Lobby does. They're a little bit on the pricier side. So when you can find this stuff at the Dollar Tree, scoop it up when you can. Just try to nestle them down into the dirt I put in, which is why I added the dirt. Oh, I knocked that over. So you can kind of nestle it in there so it's not falling over. I think I might. And see this thing, I had those in there. Nope, taking those out. I want to do something else. And this moss works pretty good because of having the colorful decorations. Makes it pop. I'm going to add a little bit more over here. Now, you can always use maybe, if you really want the stuff to be stuck in there and permanent, a little dab of hot glue, or probably even like, I use the Aliens, I think that's how you say it, like craft glue. You can always use that as well, just to kind of get this stuff to stay where you put it, if you want to do that. I don't want this to be super permanent because I might want to move stuff around, just like my house. I like to move stuff around after it's the same way for a while. So the other fairy garden I made, I moved stuff a little bit since I've made it, just to mix it up a little bit. See if we can get this where I want it. There we go. And I'm going to put this, because I had kind of a hole there. That's why I left it that way, because I knew I kind of wanted to add that toward the front. Put my little turtle in there. And I'm only going to add one fairy out of here. And let's see. I'm going to see which one I like best. So, but I'm going to add, because my other one, now this, I might add a dab of glue to the bottom of my fairy. I'm going to turn this around so you can kind of see. So I might add a dab of glue to my fairy, just so it stays seated on the little green moss that I put in there, so he doesn't move around. I'm going to add, so what I'm going to do is add some finishing touches. I'm going to break some of this up. Scoot this back so I don't knock it over. See how I got some of this on my table here. Break it up into some small pieces. And add a few of the rocks that I had, that I saved. going to do that. I'm going to add a few more rocks and things, and then I'm going to bring my camera down and show you guys what it looks like from my angle. So I will be right back. All right, everybody, I am back, and I'm showing you the fairy garden I finished. I did decide to put another fairy in besides this one, because after I got everything else in there and I got my rocks in, I was like, you know what? Could use another little one back here. So I did add another one. So I'll show you. So I added some rocks right in here around the table and chairs. And then I put some back here in the back. And it kind of like the moss. You can see how the moss adds something, and then you put a little bit of rocks on top, and it kind of like holds it down, so it adds a little something. It almost looks like a little bit of grass. And my mushrooms, and then you got your little house. Super cute. Got the other little mushrooms back here, and I put some rocks up here too. So when the rocks right here kind of creates like a little path up to the house. So got that, and a little turtle, and then of course this little fairy. I did put a little bit of glue on the bottom of that one to hold it in place, because it kept wanting to fall off this little moss that I put there. So there you have it. So really, you had, you know, this container, which any container, they actually had really small plastic ones. This one is glass. They had really small plastic globes like this at the Dollar Tree as well this last time. So you could have always done a really small one in there. Maybe just the table and chairs and a fairy or something. The houses wouldn't have fit in there. But they also had, well, they had the mushrooms. And I think they had one, they had the table and chairs. And I think they had one that had like the little animals or something in it. But there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I do plan on making some more videos, so stay tuned for that. I also did the diamond painting, the time lapse the last time. I do plan on finishing that at some point with moving and everything. I haven't worked on it, but I may not do it as a time lapse, but I do plan on finishing it. I will show you that when I get it done. So be on the lookout for those videos coming up. And I think that's all for this time. Bye.